Do you want to migrate to Australia? Do you have intention to relocate to Australia? Maybe you, your family, your child, your children, you have a plan to move them over to Australia. This video is for you. In today's video, I will be sharing 6 different ways to migrate to Australia. Like, you move over and live in Australia, and there will be a pathway for you to gain permanent resident when you move through any of these pathways I'm going to share today. Or if your intention is just to go and live and do whatever you want to do and go back to your home country, that is still good. But I know that most people these days do economic migration where they want to go and settle. Okay, so if you are one of those people that have planned to migrate, this video is for you. All right, so this is an information section. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Jenkenny's Creation, where we keep it real. We share practical information in this channel. We talk about Australia, migration to Australia, life in Australia, and every other information that will help you to make informed decision towards your migration plan to any parts of the world you prefer. Okay, so today we are talking about migration for beginners. Okay, so this information is very important. Let's assume that you don't know anything about migration, like you're a novice. You don't know any pathway to migrate to Australia. I want you to zero your mind and let's go through this. Okay, why am I doing this video today is because when I go through my comment section in most of my videos and I see comments, I see questions, then it becomes obvious to me that there is something lacking. The foundation is lacking. So I say to myself, I have to bridge this gap. I have to tell people, show them different ways to migrate to Australia so that they can make informed decisions, so you know which one suits you best. Okay, I used to be a teacher. I was a lecturer before I became a nurse. So when I see a question, I'm able to look beyond the question to find out actually what is the problem. Okay, this section is very important. Let's call this information section for migration plan towards Australia. Please do subscribe to my channel and put on notification button so that when I load my banger video, you will be notified. You will be first to watch. Okay, welcome again. All right, let's dig in. We have 6 different ways to migrate to Australia, like move to Australia and live permanently. I have my information written down because I don't want to miss anything. This video may be long. I'm not going to promise anything, but I want to keep everything in one video. I don't want to do part 1 or part 2. I want everything in this video, and I will plead with you to please listen till the end so that you can grab all the necessary information that will help you to make an informed decision towards your migration plan. All right, so the first visa I want to talk about will be work visa. Okay, so when we talk about work visa, there are different types of work visa. There are many work visa. Okay, so for work visa, I divide it into 2 groups. One is temporal work visa and the other one will be permanent work visa. Okay, so if you want to go through temporary work visa, that means that you have a skill. Okay, you have education qualification. It can be for skilled and unskilled, and you have some requirements such as you have your English, you qualify for the age. Some of them are 45, maximum of 45, and if there is labor agreement, it will be 55. There may be English requirement and there may be concession. Watch other of my videos. Okay, I will drop some related video in the description section of this video, so it will be helpful for you to refer to them if I don't go in detail in some of the points. Okay, so we have temporary work visas. Temporary means that maybe you come to Australia, you're giving this visa, you come to Australia, it doesn't lead to permanent resident. After that, then you go for a visa that will give you permanent resident, then citizenship. That's why it's called temporary. It's not permanent. The first visa I want to talk about is 482. I'm not going to talk much about that. This visa requires sponsorship by an employer, and this visa is dealing with both skilled and unskilled. Please check my video on DAMA agreement. Check my video on DAMA, skilled and unskilled laborers. Okay, I will put it down. So you will have a job, you have a skill, you have experience as well. An employer will advertise a job, you apply, and they will sponsor you and come over. In this visa 482, you can stay for 2 to 4 years. It has short-term stream and medium-term stream, including the labor agreement stream. I have a separate video for this visa, so I'm not going deep. Okay, then application process of this visa will take between 30 days to 6 months. Okay, but most people get it between second month. They will get this visa, and this visa has a pathway to permanent resident. Yes, so once you get this visa, there is a pathway to permanent residence. You know, with 482 you can bring your family. These pathways I'm going to talk about today have pathway to permanent resident. And we have another temporal work visa, which is subclass 494. I hope you are writing them down. I will put a link to the website where you will have access to all these pathways. Okay, so we have temporary work visa 494. Okay, the employer will sponsor you, and there is also labor agreement. Remember, labor agreement has concession for age, it goes to 55, and also it has concession for English language and assessment process as well. Some of the labor agreements, a sponsor will nominate you, that is an employer, and it has a pathway to permanent residence. So the application process for this visa is around 73 days upwards. Okay, now the cost for this visa is about 4,240 Australian dollars. But the good thing about this sponsored visa is that whoever is bringing you over, because they need your skill, will strike a deal to bring you in. So they'll be covering most of this cost, or you have a deal on how it's going to be paid or deducted or whatever. But most of the time they sponsor you to come over. All right, let's move over to permanent visa. Like, remember, all this visa we are talking about today is offshore. It means that you can be in your home country and access it. So the second part of number 1 is permanent visa. Okay, do you know that you can be in your home country and apply for permanent residence in Australia and you get it? It's possible. People are doing it. People are doing it. One day I will give you a story. Stick to this channel, I will share a story. Then you will know there are so many things possible when you are planning to migrate. You just have to do things. You just have to believe and do. Okay, when you're attempting something, 2 things will happen. It's either you get it or you don't get it. But if you never try, how will you even have any outcome? There won't be any outcome. So that is why this channel is mostly to motivate people to move. Like, gather enough information, empower yourself. You can do it yourself, or when you decide to use an agent, you will be able to follow the agent bumper to bumper. Do you know most of the agents, they don't really know much, but when you ask questions, they sit up. They have so many people they're attending to, but they see you that you don't know anything. Your file will just sit there. After all, they will just, if they don't get it, they don't get it. You have paid them anyways. Okay, the first way of coming over to Australia, we talk about work visa. So we've talked about the temporal one. Let's talk about the permanent one. So for permanent visa, for offshore, okay, we have subclass 186. This visa lets skilled workers who are nominated by their employer live and work in Australia permanently. So you shoot your shot from outside of Australia. This visa has 2 pathways, 2 streams. There is direct entry. There is also labor agreement pathway. Okay, the cost of this visa is still 4,240. Visa 186 is a permanent visa. It has 3 streams, okay? But the streams you'll be looking at will be the first and second stream. That is direct entry stream and labor agreement stream. The third stream is for people that are already in Australia and have other visa. But the first and second stream, that is direct entry stream and labor agreement streams, are for offshore. It allows people that are not currently in Australia to apply for this permanent resident visa. You see, there is labor agreement pathway. There are a lot of agreements due to shortage of skills in some area is really affecting businesses in Australia. So instead of going a long way, they strike agreement with the employers to move people over quicker. So that's why we have DAMA and so on. So they have a pathway whereby everything can be quickly processed. In each visa, if it has a stream, it will be written different stream. Then you see their requirements. So all these visas, they have their requirements. I will put a link for occupation list for all the visas. Then you choose which visa you want to go for. Or you check all the visa and decide which one you want to go for. All right? Always have an open mind. Then we have visa 190. Visa 190 is also a permanent offshore visa. Okay, it's a permanent resident visa, and region will nominate you when you put on your expression of interest. Now let's quickly move over to pathway number 2, which is student visa, visa 500. Many people find it easy to come through student visa because it's a quicker pathway, okay? You find school, you get your visa, you move over, even though it's more expensive because you have to cater for your school fees. But anyways, you're not going to pay the whole of your school fees. You're going to pay some percentage to get your confirmation of enrollment and go for your visa. But some people find challenging in having a proof of income. But remember, anybody can sponsor your education. It's not more that it's you that will sponsor your education. It's a sure way of coming over to Australia. Once you come over after your studies, you will go over to your graduate visa, and from that way you go to you migrate to permanent resident after your graduate work visa. And another thing I want to tell people that are coming over to study in Australia, please look for regional Australia. It will help you to settle permanently, because most of these visas that you will be accessing after studies will have a preferential treatment, okay, for people that study in regional area, okay? Or maybe after graduation, try to move to regional area. Regional area is not like local Australia. Do you know that Adelaide, which is a capital city of South Australia, is a regional area? Do you know that Perth in Australia somehow is graded, some part of it is graded as regional, even though it's a big city? There's this how Australia do their things anyways. So there are some places that are city that are called regional, but Sydney is no, like, okay? But it's still discussion for another day, okay? Then let's quickly go to the third pathway. So after the first and second, the third pathway is business innovation and investment. For people that have cash, you know, when you got a lot of cash, maybe you want to grab some citizenship for your family, or you want to move over just to, you know, when you have that money, okay? So you can come through business innovation visa or investment visa. So this visa will cost you, like, it means that you will show that you are ready to invest 2.5 million, okay? That is for investor stream. 2.5 million in business here, you show proof. Or you go significant investor stream, which is 5 million Australian dollars. All money in Australian dollars. These are for people that have cash. Now let me shock you with another visa you don't know about. Like another visa most people don't know about. This visa started from 2021, just last year. Some people are cashing out from this visa, okay? So this visa is called Global Talent Visa. Visa for people who have an internationally recognized record. So it's not from Australia. It mustn't be from Australia. Internationally recognized. It can be recognized from any country, okay? Record. So they have internationally recognized record of exceptional and outstanding achievement in an eligible field, including global talent pathways and distinguished talent pathway application. Okay, someone must nominate you, or an organization must nominate you. Do you know the area you will have exceptional skill? Like in your profession, you are a sport person, an athlete, okay, or you do sports very well, or you're an artist, even actors. I beg, actors, musicians, maybe even skit makers can try. Who knows if they have exceptional skills? If you're an academician or you are a researcher, a renowned researcher, you can shoot your shot, okay? Let me give you a gist of someone that come over. So this visa is a permanent resident visa. You can do it offshore or in Australia. So global talent visa will give you permanent residence. So you come directly as a permanent resident. But I know of a student that came to Australia with student visa. You know what happened? He became very good that he's rendering help to other students, helping to teach students and assisting the lecturers, and become an assistant and so on. Do you know he was nominated by a lecturer for this visa? So this person become a permanent resident when he is still a student on a student visa. Things they happen. No, I they tell you guys, when you come over, shine your eyes. Like when you have a target, look onto the target. So this dude came over and he was very sharp, showing out his skills, and he was nominated by a lecturer to go for a permanent resident for global talent. The skill was recognized. That's one thing in Australia. They recognize you. They are watching you like this, but you think they know they look. They look. They will be watching you like this, eh? Even your employer will be looking you like this. So even if when you come with sponsored visa, please be good. Show your skill, because you have a target now. You have something you are targeting. When you get that thing, you can then do like this if what you want to do is to show. Okay? But please, eyes on the goal, okay? All right. Then who can nominate you? The person must be a citizen of Australia, or a permanent resident of Australia, or from a citizen of New Zealand, or any Australia organization can nominate you. Okay, then the fifth visa I want to talk about is working holiday maker visa. I beg you, people from Africa, this visa no near this visa, this visa no be for us, don't go there. I see people where they ask me, say, if I come with working holiday visa, well, can I work? I say, is to get the visa first now. You will get a visa before you talk about working. No be so. So this visa is from people from selected country. Selected countries, you have passport from these countries. So these countries will be Argentina, Austria, Brazil, China, Czech, Ecuador, Greece, Hungary, and so on. There are so many of them. I can't read all of them now. So this visa is visa 417 and visa 462. So there is Vietnam, United States, Turkey, Thailand, Switzerland, Spain, Slovenia, Slovak Republic, Singapore, San Marino, Portugal, Poland, Mongolia, Malaysia. So many of them. I not go finish all of them. I beg, we not get time. Make we rush. So the last visa I'm going to talk about is called family and partner visa. For partner visa, you have a partner in Australia, or you married. Many people, they marry online. No, you feel find one fine Oyibo man, go marry online. You know, go they chat, you know, this social media, they can bring you over. Or you see Oyibo woman, please, now real marriage, you marry them and they can bring you over. Then we have a family visa, like aged parents, for adoption, for parents coming over, or children coming over, or so many things. But for them to go into permanent residence, that one, it has to be from selected countries as well. So I will put a link for all these visas so that you will take your time, pen and paper, go through them and see which one are you qualified. Please don't be overwhelmed when you check these visas out. So I've listed 6 pathways. Okay, now before I conclude, I want to talk about tourist visa. Okay, please, with tourist visa you can never work. You can't never even work, and you can do studies for like 3 months, but apart from that, that is it. So don't even think about coming to with tourists. When you come with tourist visa, you go hang like this. You go hang. You will be hanging like this, like you'll be so frustrated. You might end up going back. So all the visas we mentioned today has pathways to migrate to permanent resident when you come, and some of them are already permanent resident even when you are coming from offshore. All right, so we talk about 6 pathways in total. We talked about work visa pathway, we talk about student visa pathway, we talk about business innovation pathway, we talk about global talent. Please check that global talent. If you know you have skills in anything, please check it up. Okay, check the requirement. And we talked about holiday and work visa together for selected countries. And lastly, we talked about family and partner visa. Okay, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Is really important, and try to share my video. You know how it is. We are growing. This channel is growing. Please help me to grow. See you in the next video. All right, bye, take care.